Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Crypto Takeover coming back with a Bitcoin cryptocurrency video for you today. Bitcoin sitting actually had a little bit of a drop off last night, sitting right at about, where are we at right now with Bitcoin? 18,800 or about 18,900 or so. So yeah, definitely Bitcoin starting to see a little bit of a quick sell off. I think it wicked all the way down to about 8,600 or so. We're going to take a look at the charts here in a second, go over a few news articles that are out today, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started. All right, we're going to start off with CNBC News talking about Facebook hopes that cryptocurrency backs. Facebook hopes cryptocurrency, the cryptocurrency it backs will launch in 2021. Top executives say. David Marcus, head Facebook Financial, also known as F2, said he hopes that both cryptocurrencies called DIM and social networking firm Wallet Novi will launch in 2021. I'm not too sure what Novi is. DIM used to be called Libra before a recent rebrand. It is run by a consortium called DIM Associates. Okay. Facebook-backed cryptocurrency effort has faced huge criticisms from global regulators. Marcus said he hoped regulators would give the project the benefit of the doubt. Obviously, it does look like Facebook is wanting to become one of those large companies, to pretty much do anything and everything. They have the pretty much some of the largest companies right now are Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, right? So the FANG companies. But this is just another way for them to, obviously have more dominion over a lot of people. And I think that, it kind of goes to show that, what they're trying to do here is launch a crypto-backed currency in 2021. I'm not 100% sure that it's going to do as well as I think it will. But obviously we can let them think that it has some comparison to Bitcoin when obviously probably doesn't, because it is completely centralized more than likely. So that obviously, the name change and everything like that, it looks like they're trying to rebrand because Libra was considered just not going to cut the cake, and so maybe obviously with the rebrand they're thinking that they can come back for another try. All right, so let's go into the second article. Spain's second largest bank will soon launch crypto services. BBVA, obviously it's a pretty big known bank, second largest bank in Spain, with about 840 billion in assets, is poised to enter the cryptocurrency trading and custody space, according to two people familiar with the plans. The Spanish bank will begin its crypto offering with Switzerland, said a source. Switzerland has relatively comprehensive rules of a digital asset set out for country's financial market supervisor authority. So obviously, banks are going to start hopping on, and that's really what it looks like, folks. Banks are going to start hopping on this. They're going to start taking it a little bit more serious. Probably going to be offering you some potential returns with holding crypto with them. And yeah, this is just the start of it. Honestly, I believe that more banks will be hopping on soon, but obviously that whether you're taking a risk storing your cryptos inside of the bank or crypto services inside of this bank too as well. But yeah, folks, we're going to take a look at two more articles. Hey, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this video with your friends and family if they are wanting to get into crypto. Obviously, they're going to need to start somewhere, and they can come right over to our channel, Crypto Takeover, and get started with us here. Look, we have Visa embracing both blockchain and cryptocurrency. 2015 has turned blockchain into something the industry has to live with. It is no longer a choice anymore. Recent news speculating about the identity of creator and the formalization of virtual money as a commodity just makes it more real than ever before. Visa, while most financial institutions remain skeptical about Bitcoin and digital currencies at large and focus instead of the underlying technology, blockchain, Visa has embraced both the idea of the digital currency and blockchain. Here's a look at how Visa has advanced towards digital currencies and the blockchain technology over these years, adding speed, security, and transparency via blockchain. So maybe Visa's adopting some type of blockchain to their system now. They're just saying that they support it, right? And so, let's say that Visa doesn't move over to some type of implemented blockchain. I mean, that could happen. During the early years of experimentation with blockchain, Visa had partnered with blockchain specialist BLT Group, the project to use BLT cross-border settlement platform and Interbit to explore ways in which blockchain-based settlements can reduce the friction of domestic and cross-border transfers between banks. Another in its earlier collaboration, Visa Europe Collab, partnered with ETH Hype. I'm not sure what that is, to explore use cases of blockchain technology, such as the international remittances. So, obviously, I think it looks like Visa is looking more into using such a blockchain technology to make things a little bit more transparent, but to ease the move with cross-border payments too as well, right? But still looks like it will remain relatively centralized. I mean, obviously, you know that you're messing with big banks here, and more than likely they're going to be centralized. Let's take a look here. Moving towards digital currency is a launch of cryptocurrency debit cards, which began in 2017, offers a solution. Visa has been working closely with licensed and regulated digital currency platforms like Coinbase and Fold to provide a bridge between digital currencies. In February 2020, Coinbase was granted Visa Principal membership. According to Visa around the world, more than 25 digital currency wallets have linked their services to Visa, giving users an easy way to spend their digital currency balance using Visa debit and prepared credential anywhere Visa is accepted. So yeah, you have a few of these that are using the Visa name to work with some of the systems, but a lot of the times you can't really directly withdraw Bitcoin from there, or it's usually you have to transfer it into USD first, and then you're able to swipe the card. So there's still little loopholes that you have to jump through in order to pay with crypto, and that's quote unquote pay with crypto, because technically right now I think you still have to convert everything back into USD. So let's see what the final word is here from Visa. To be the best way to pay and be paid for everyone everywhere has been Visa's mission since it began in 1958, and even today it continues to adapt to changing times in form of money, plastic, electronic, digital, and virtual to be able to live up to it. So yeah, obviously Visa is going to stay around. They're going to try to move towards where everyone else is moving towards and where the people are moving towards, to try and just jump on the bandwagon. So we'll have to see what they plan to do with maybe some Visa cards here in the near-term future. But obviously, you still have to jump through some loopholes right now whenever you're transferring or buying things with crypto as well. Last article here, and then we'll move on over into the charts. Biden administration will ultimately be supportive of Crypto Circle CEO. Well, that's to say, if Biden actually does become president, I mean, it does look like there is a lot of contention right now between the two parties. And I think I just read a tweet that, this that these, recounts and stuff are going all the way to the top. So, it is what it is. But obviously, I think both will be relatively good. Let's just say we even have a freaking president anymore. That's up in the air too as well. Honestly, I tend to think that, this could be one of our last presidential elections, and there's a lot of other people that are on that same board with me too. So, do as you will, but, make sure that you are doing what you need to do in order to create a hedge for yourself against this collapse that is imminent right now, pretty much. In a Monday interview on CNBC's Squawk Box, Allaire spoke about he thinks the upcoming administration may regulate the emerging cryptocurrency and digital asset sector and what may be in store for stablecoins. Circle and Payment Services Company and operates USDC stablecoin as part of the central consortium. USDC, obviously, you can actually get a pretty nice return staking USDC on some of these platforms too as well, such as Crypto.com, I believe Abra, and BlockFi maybe too as well. I'm not 100% sure. I have to double check that on BlockFi, but I do know that a lot of the staking behind or just being able to hold USDC in some of these wallets, you're going to get a nice little return. And so obviously with stable coins, that being maybe the new way that we're going to start paying with the US dollar, if everything goes cashless, then you're going to start to see these stable coins start to take off. I don't think Tether will be one of those to take off, but I do believe True USD and USDC are going to be some of our main stable coins that will stick around for the most part. So yeah, those look pretty good to me too as well, and it does look like that that could be part of the implementation moving forward, right? So let's see. Speaking about stablecoins and whether central bank issued digital currency could crowd out private stablecoins like USDC. So issued bank digital currency here, CBDC. I haven't heard of that one yet. But you know that I'm sure we'll start to see that pop up. Obviously, this is from the central bank itself, and it's not anything that is going to tell you that the deflation is going to, or the inflation is going to stop anytime soon, right? Alir also said the central banks have been researching CBDCs, private fintech platforms taken lead into implementing existing stablecoins as a way to move money. According to Alir, in the coming 2 to 4 years, it will be a key to see if the relevant standards developed by the private sector coverage with safeguards central banks care about in the kind of supervisory role that makes sense. Earlier last week, a bill was introduced to the U.S. Congress that would require stablecoin issuers to secure bank charters and regulatory approval before circulating any stablecoins. Alir. So, it's just getting a little bit crazier and crazier. And honestly, I feel that they're just trying to tax however they can right now. And if they can, are aware of where USDC or TrueUSD is moving in and out of, then they're going to try their best to do that. So obviously, in jumping into a stable coin, you're trying to maybe spend a little bit of money or just save on your hedge if the market's in a downturn or whatever. But yeah, speaking of the market, let's jump over on into the charts and see what's happening here. So taking a look at the charts, folks, we'll jump on over here. Don't forget, we have our Patreon page. If you're interested in how we're trading these markets, you want to stay up to date with us pretty much by the hour throughout the day, then you can definitely join us on our Patreon page, link in the description box below. And then if you are brand new to this channel and never been here before, we use the market Cipher indicator by CryptoFace alongside with the TI sequential by Tonebase and the market guide buy and sell signals. So we're using a few paid for indicators on this channel. You can find the links in the description box below if you want to purchase those indicators for yourself as well. But let's take a look. We're taking a look at the 4 hour here. We did have this symmetrical triangle that a lot of traders were pointing out to as well. And it does look like we are currently breaking to the downside. Now, if we start to get a little bit of a wick down here, this could also be somewhat of a descending triangle. Maybe if we draw it out kind of like this, we could have somewhat of a descending triangle that could be playing out here too as well. I would give it a little bit longer to see if we're going to continue to sell off a little bit more. It does look like we are maybe finding support on the 100 EMA here on our 4 hour time frame. Jumping on into the higher time frames here though, 6 hours still looks like it has some room to the downside, folks. So this is definitely looking like our symmetrical triangle was starting to break out to the downside. And I still want to be a little weary of right now and just seeing how this wants to play out. But as of right now, it does look like we are getting a sell signal that hasn't confirmed just yet, but maybe will confirm. And it could lead to a little bit of a sell-off. I'm not expecting a crazy sell-off, but obviously, if these exchanges want to take this price movement a little bit higher, they're going to need to probably sell off just a little bit more in order to even everything out on the exchanges beforehand. So we do know that our hash ribbon signal has given us a buy signal too as well. But sometimes we like to see these sell-offs beforehand just to kind of fake out, give a little bit of bear traps to the people that are already long or that have went long already too. And so we're going to have to kind of wait to see how this wants to play out. 8 hour time frame already given us our first sign of our Heikinashis. 10 hour time frame, red Heikinashis. We're having a little bit of movement to the downside here too as well. So momentum also kind of trickling to the downside. And then also we had that sell signal there on the 10 hour too. So we'll have to wait to see if those confirm. If those confirm, I'm going to probably be a little bit more bearish just because we haven't had a sell signal on the 10 hour in a while. But you can see here when we start to consolidate out to the side, and one thing that we also took note of, I believe on Crypto's channel, was our Bollinger Bands were squeezing really tight And you know, I still think that we're squeezing probably pretty tight here with our Bollinger Bands, and we're just going to have to wait to see how this wants to continue to play out. So obviously, you know, if we break down below this trend line here, we're probably looking at our 100 EMA on our 10 hour. Our 10 hour has already broken its 21 EMA. So now we're going to be looking at the 100 to hold support, which is right about 17,300 or so. And if we find support there, then we probably will have a little bit of a bounce. If not, then we're probably going to continue to sell off even more. And we can kind of get a little bit of a reference here on our daily time frame. Our 21 EMA sitting still at about 18,200 or so. So a little bit higher than our 100 EMA on our 10 hour. So we could definitely keep a close eye on the daily to see if we break below the 21 EMA. But I do believe that our 21 EMA is going to kind of hold us as support here on the daily. We'll just have to wait to see. If we break below the 21 EMA on the daily, then yeah, we're definitely going to be looking for lower numbers. But maybe we find a bounce here. We'll just have to kind of wait to see exactly how this wants to play out. And this was our last time we did get a... Did we get a buy signal here? No, our buy signal on capitulation was way over here, I believe. Let's actually move this up. I just kind of want to take a look at this and see when was the last time that we got our capitulation buy signal here. Okay, so it was capitulating here this whole time as we were running up, but the last time we got a buy signal was way back here, and we did kind of consolidate out to the side just a tad bit. We had a little bit of retracement underneath the daily 21 EMA, and then we started to move up from there. So what we're seeing here, another buy signal, but possibly some sideways movement that could be playing out just a tad bit before we start to head off. We're going to be looking for support on the 21 EMA. Let's take a look at the dominance chart, see if we can reference anything here on the Bitcoin dominance chart. The daily Bitcoin dominance is obviously still kind of headed up to an upwards trajectory here too as well. So if altcoins start to sell off just a tad bit, you know, that's going to be expected, because dominance chart does look like it's still wanting to rise up here for the most part, getting a nice little green dot here on the 2-day chart too as well. So this actually looks pretty good for Bitcoin. It does look like our 2 days wanting to actually push up a little bit more. We actually haven't even received a buy signal here on our 2-day with the dominance chart. So kind of interesting there to see that, you know, we haven't gotten the buy signal just yet with our dominance chart. I was checking some other charts there on Bitcoin, but you know, this does look like it's ready to recover pretty soon, and we'll probably get that buy signal here on our dominance chart relatively soon too as well. So that's interesting to take a look at the dominance chart. Obviously, we kind of browse over that each and every single chart, or every single video that we take a look at. Taking a look at the DXY here, DXY, what's going on with the DXY? DXY, you know, obviously still kind of a weird, I don't think that we can really correlate the hash ribbons to the DXY, but if anything, you know, I would say that possibly a nice little bounce recovery here. You can see a green dot, a big green dot has appeared and has confirmed for us on the daily time frame, but things are still looking pretty slim to none with our DXY. That it looks like it still wants to kind of continue to sell off just a tad bit. So I'm not going to be banking anything on the dollar as of right now, but probably going to be getting some rejection pretty still heavily in the red money flow here on the 8-hour, and also even the 10-hour starting to clip back down on that red money flow there too as well. So things don't look too good for the dollar index. We're still looking for probably about the 88-cent area or so with that. And let's go on over into ETH, and I think we'll call it a day after that. So let's take a look at Ethereum. Where are you at? Taking a look at the daily here on Ethereum. Still headed to the downside here. It does look like this little head and shoulders may want to play out to the downside, so I would be a little bit prepared for that. Obviously, our dominance chart, our Bitcoin dominance chart, was also looking a little bit bullish too, so I wouldn't be surprised if Ethereum decides to sell off, and then we start to take another move to the downside here. Let's also, I just kind of wanted to jump over into XRP just for the heck of it. Money flow still looks relatively good here though. That's the only thing that I would say that we could get a bounce here on the daily. is because our money flow is still looking relatively good on Ethereum, but we could be seeing some lower numbers. It does look like we are dripping below our 21 EMA here. I would look for at least support at 350, 355 or so, and then if not, we're going to be looking for probably a move down to maybe the 50 EMA on the daily chart here. Let's take a look and see where the 50 is at. 50 EMA sitting right at about $500 or so. If we do dip below our 21 EMA, that could be holding us as support for the next couple of days or so. So let's go over into XRP. Just kind of curious to see where XRP is right now and how we may be finding some potential movement here. So let's see, XRP still in kind of a sideways consolidation too. Money flow on our 10 hour and our 8 hour starting to round off just a tad bit. And so even on our 6 hour too, money flow starting to round off. What I'd want to see is some bounces on our red money flow on these lower time frames. So I'd want to see the red money flow start to thin out to the upside. It does look like our 1 hour may be giving us, or our 90-minute time frame maybe showing us a little bit thinning of the red money flow, possibly ready to continue to move back into that green money flow there too. Let's take a look at our 2 hour. It does look like, was that a bullish divergence here too? Interesting. Okay. So yeah, we'll have to see how this wants to play out. It does look like our 2 hours ready to bounce to the upside though. And then we'll have to wait to see if we want to continue to bounce on our 4 hour and continue to move up from there. So yeah, interesting for XRP, but as we start to zoom out here on our higher time frames, things could possibly come back down to retest about the 54 cent area or so, and then maybe we find support there. So we'll have to kind of keep a close eye on XRP to see where this wants to continue to lead us to. Taking a look at our 2-day and 3-day, VWAP's kind of moving. It's kind of moving out, consolidating out to the side too. So I wouldn't be too bearish just yet. But obviously it does look like our Bitcoin dominance chart was ready to kind of push back to the upside. ETH was a little bit bearish, and we'll have to kind of see how XRP fits into all of this too, especially with the airdrop that is on its way towards us right now too. So folks, don't forget, join us on our Patreon page if you're interested, and you can check out all the benefits that you get whenever you sign up. And yeah, don't forget to share this video, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let me know what alts you're trading down below. Maybe we'll take a look at them on our videos that we do every single day on this channel. But with that being said, folks, we're going to go ahead and sign out here. I'll see you on the next one. CTO signing out. Peace.